All right, ladies and gentlemen, how many of the high school graduates in here feel that their high school experience 100% properly prepared them in the best possible way for life post-high school? Raise your hand. 2 people. Okay. And I know the awesome school that they went to. All right, middle and high school age students in the room, how many of you feel 100% properly prepared for high school or life post-high school? Like, we've done the best job we possibly could. Okay, none. Oh. Nice. 1. We have 1. So the question is, if it didn't prepare you, and it certainly didn't prepare me, why do we think that this is going to prepare everyone else that we care about now who's going through the exact same thing that we did? And why don't we change it? It's not for lack of imagination. We have imaginations. All of us do. We use them all the time. Imagination is so incredibly valuable. And we talk about the need for it in schools. We talk about the need to be innovative. And then we don't do anything imaginative or innovative. Imagination is the ability to look at something that is currently one way and say that it could be another way. It's the ability to look at a teenager who looks like this and imagine them turning into a teacher like this. It's the ability to look at something the way it is currently and see how it could be different. So currently, school looks a little bit like this. 180-day school year. There are 4 core classes that you study. There are few interest-driven academics, limited, if any, time spent outdoors, and very limited time being physically active. Fragmented scheduling, where we take classes and break them up into subject areas that we pretend don't naturally go together. Assembly line learning, where everybody learns the same thing at the same pace, from the same person we don't even know the reason, probably. And social conformity is the behavioral norm. That's what we expect from everyone. Just act the same, don't get noticed. That's how it is. But imagine if it looked like this, maybe. So we have a year-round school, but with flexible breaks that fit the needs of the children and the staff of the school. We study core skills that are not separated arbitrarily by subjects, skills that go across the board that you actually need for real life. Study groups based on interest. And I don't mean study groups in a classroom based on interest. I mean a school based on interest, where that is the study group that then interacts with other schools. Daily opportunities to be in nature and to be physically active. Fluid and personalized learning for every child as they are an individual. Individualism being the social norm and expectation, and a rigorous study of the self. So let's go back to the way it currently is. Right now in New Hampshire, the average town spends $15,585 per child per year on education. That's a lot of money. And what we get from it is a system where everyone goes to the same school, follows the same curriculum, at the same pace as their peers, regardless of their abilities or interests. What if it looked like this, though? We had mini schools of 15 children, and those schools were taught by people who were passionate about a subject, writing. And those 15 students would be writing-centered students for 1 year, or more if they decided. You would have an intensive writing, reading, and public speaking study for all of these mini schools. So everybody would be eloquent, both verbally and in writing, and be able to comprehend at a much higher level than we currently expect. There would be daily yoga, meditation, and mindfulness for all students and all staff. And there would be a strong focus on mental and physical health, knowing that those are things that you truly do need for the rest of your life to live a long, happy life. There would be written and verbal expression in every aspect of your school day. Community involvement would happen on a personal level, where these mini schools would actually be in the community. And there would be daily arts for all children, not as a, hey, wouldn't that be nice? But it would be an expectation that everyone get this opportunity and everyone put themselves out into some art. But let's go back just for a second to how it is. So that $15,000, for that 15-person school, that turns into over $233,000. So imagine we did this. We let the students, those 15 students and their one teacher leader, use that $233,775 to create their own school. Using the money as they see fit to best support what they want to learn. This is just an example. You take $30,000 a year and spend that on guest artists and experts. That's an amazing amount of money if you've never worked with guest artists before. $30,000 a year on experiential education and travel. So actually going out into the world and experiencing the world. This is per year, by the way. $20,000 a year on weekly cultural events. So actually going out and experiencing culture. $20,000 a year on topic-specific supplies. You hear teacher complaints about how we don't have enough supplies. Imagine a science-centered school where you had $20,000 for a lab. And then imagine that you teamed up with 3 other schools and you now have $80,000 for a lab that you could work with. And that's $80,000 every year. $25,000 a year on transportation. We need to make sure everyone gets there. $25,000 a year on a facility, which for this area is an incredibly large amount of money. That's $2,000 a month to rent a location that you can then personalize for the needs of your students. Again, you could team up. So 2 science schools could be like, we want 1 laboratory space. $25,000 a year on healthy food. So we not only act like they should care about health, we actually teach them how to care about health. And then provide them with the food to make them healthy. So that when they go home, they're like, hey, I don't want to eat that because that's not healthy. So they learn it. And then a livable salary for all teachers, right when they start. So what do? It's great to talk about, and it's a very cute idea. But I know that next year I'm not going to make any school listen to me. It's just a fact. But I refuse, absolutely refuse to just imagine it. We have a responsibility to do more than just imagine. We have a responsibility to prove it. Right or wrong, to prove it. Because what we're doing now isn't working, and we're just talking about it. And that doesn't solve anything. What is now proved was once only imagined. And I imagine a school like this. And I intend to prove that it works. Thank you.